Oh, and just like that, welcome to the credits video for, Let's Play Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, I guess. I'm BurningDogFace. And, yeah, that'll bring us to the end of our journey. Set is vanquished, the world is saved, and, they even left off on a sequel hook with Sphinx and, Tutankhamun being promised future adventures, and then, Tut being unable to return to human form. Yet. JL. I wonder who got credited just by their initials. Where do I start with this one? Well, here's the thing. With me, I usually talk about the game, and then I break it down into one question. Do I recommend this game? Do I recommend you get this game, that you play this game? Whatever. And, this time, I don't know what the answer to that question is. It's really split down the middle. I mean, my gut instinct says, you know, if it's that far split down the middle, then just say no. I mean, the graphics are alright for an action game from 2003. The music is great. I actually really liked the soundtrack in this game. The story was really weak. Like, really, really weak, even by video game standards. The restored version of Sphinx would not have been possible without the following open source libraries. Neat. Fucking GitHub. Yep. And now we just go into the menu. And if I load the game... I don't think it... I think it's just going to be right before the final boss. Okay, yeah, so... I'm really glad I saved that, save file, then. Tell you what... Okay, so I swapped the save files again. Let's see what happens if I do this. Alright then. I am back here. Neat. I just wanted to talk about the game, and I thought that would be easier in a place without music so intense as the title screen, or without having the goddamn laser shooting at my head. Yeah, the story was really weak, and honestly, a lot of the time it just felt like it was barely there. It's just a bunch of stuff that happened. You know, they didn't really explain anything in any really satisfying amount of detail. Just go there, do this, and then when you get there, okay, now do this. You know, they never explained why the crowns of the land were so important to Anubis until he actually went and used them to somehow bring Osiris back to life. If that was explained, I missed that. Jiggle it. And, frankly, the gameplay wasn't amazing. Like, the combat in particular always felt kind of bad. Like, you probably noticed, most of the time it was just me just blindly flailing at the enemies, of trying to face in the right direction. I feel like this game really would have benefited from a lock-on system. Although at that point, you know, your attacks are so simple. It's basically just this, just endlessly swinging the sword. And what is essentially an infinitely repeating two-hit combo. This, and this. That's about all you do with a sword. I don't know, maybe they could have set up stuff so that you could parry attacks by blocking them with a shield at the last possible second. Oh, and considering it was one of the reasons I wanted to look into this game in the first place, I was actually disappointed by the, you know, Egyptian mythology content, since it turned out they really just took a bunch of... Whoops. I didn't know that one was even there. I never noticed that. Fucking A, and I've been digging that stupid door this whole time. I was just wondering if I could capture those robots with the capture beetles, but then I remembered there's no way back from there to the museum anyway. But at the same time, you know, I like the character designs, I like most of the environments, and there's something else that kind of rebalances things, since I know what I'm saying so far mostly sounds negative. And that's, you know, I went on the forums and I complained about the problem I had where the frame rate would drop for no obvious reason all the time. And also the problem where, you know, the music would cut out every single time I played. Turned out that was a known bug. It's supposed to be rare. That guy is always busy. He never wants to come out and play anymore. So yeah, I went on the Steam discussion forums and I said, hey, here is this problem I have. What's up with that? And the developer account replied to me and tried to help me smooth out the problem. I mean, in the end, you know, we really didn't get anywhere. And ultimately, it was kind of a moot point since I ended up getting a new gaming rig anyway. Oh, my sweet PC. But I really appreciated the fact that the, you know, at least, I don't think it's the original developer. I don't think they exist anymore. I think it's the people who were, you know, assigned to create this port specifically. But even then, they gave enough of a shit to help some random guy try and smooth out his problems. I think that's important. So I'm going to go with the most hedge your betsy answer ever. And say, if you like what you see of this game, and you're like $20 interested in it, then by all means, check it out. It's got lots of downsides, but it's got its upsides too. I mean, frankly, I'd be genuinely interested in seeing what these guys could do, what could be done with this. I don't know these guys. I'd like to see what could be done with this franchise if they really did make a sequel. I mean, I wouldn't be going out and pre-ordering it. You can bet your ass I would be paying attention very carefully. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy too after all this time. To the best of my knowledge, there is no way to get up there. So those pots just madden me. Oh well. Oh, okay, I'm guessing I need to get that and put it in the museum, huh? Well, that's a side quest I don't think I'll ever be completing. Well, let me take a look then. Whatever happened to Horus, anyway? He got sent off to do something by Set at one point. I don't remember ever seeing him again. Or they intended for him to show up in the deleted region. Or in the sequel. I don't know. I don't think this game sold very well back in the day. Although, then again, I did remember it from back in the day, so that at least says something. Achievement unlocked. Final blow. Fulfill the ancient prophecy of Ra. And, let's see the ones I didn't get. Acrobatic ease. Complete the Heliopolis obstacle course in 78 seconds or less. Practice makes perfect. Perfect. Beat your best time at the Heliopolis obstacle course. Harvest Moon. Find all the trinkets under the rich farm soil. Master Hunter. Complete the Abydos Museum's Natural History Collection. Medal of Champions. Awarded only to those who manage to beat the gauntlet. Medal of Sequences. Test your skills in a mystical game of sequences. Marksman Medal. Prove your mastery of the blowpipe. Chariots of Fire. Complete the Heliopolis Athletics course in 69 seconds or less. Golden. Increase your health to a grand total of 12 gold onks. Onyx Completionist. Obtain all the precious onyx scarabs in the castle of Uruk, and 2 hidden achievements. I saw a thread, I believe. Just looking around. I saw a thread somewhere. Someone was asking about an achievement they got. I think it was called Winds of Change, but it doesn't have a description, so they don't know how they got it. I'm guessing that's one of the hidden ones. I only remember that because I think the Winds of Change were a concept from Warhammer associated with chaos. So the phrase seems kind of ominous to me, even if it has some other harmless meaning here. 200. Not bad. I don't want to go to the palace. What am I doing? Let's go talk to the mayor. And then I wanted to show you guys something. The city of Abydos hails you as a hero, my friend. Nice to see you up and about. It's so hard to get honest advisors these days. And they don't want to talk, right? Okay. There was a thing I wanted to share with you guys before I finished this series. I just wanted to see if it was going to actually come up or not. It didn't, so I'm going to do that now. Okay. Here's the Steam page for Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I bring this up because I wanted to show you guys the description. First of all, they tell you the name of the bad guy right here, right off the bat. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy is an original, third-person action-adventure inspired by the mythology of ancient Egypt, in a pig's eye, traveling the world via magical portals to foil the evil plans of Set, period. Sphinx's journey will require all his wits, agility, and special powers. He will also rely on his reluctant hero friend, the Mummy, to help when being inconspicuous is the only solution. By finding the stolen magical crowns of Egypt, Sphinx can stop Set and save the world. I do like, like down here, take control of the Mummy when strength and combat skills aren't needed. Use the Mummy's stealth and unconventional antics to avoid enemies, solve puzzles, and sabotage right under the enemy's nose. When I saw that, and especially when I got the, Actually, I don't remember if I read this before that or not. Well, when I got the Jewel of Invisibility, I was worried that the Mummy's gameplay sequences were going to turn into primarily stealth. I think they worked out pretty well as, like, puzzle-focused things. But, your mileage may vary. Oh, I see that it seems the rights holder is THQ Nordic. I've heard they've done good things with the Darksiders franchise, so... Sure, I'd like to see a sequel to this at some point. But, what I really wanted to share with you guys was this... the story segment down here, because it's completely loony. Like, you just watched me finish the game, you've seen the storyline. So I want you guys to tell me if any of this sounds familiar to you. An ancient Egyptian universal empire once joined several worlds through solar disk portals. The old empire was destroyed, and the civilizations in each world have suffered different fates. Some of them have continued contact, and others have lost it. These worlds have been separated for such a long time that many of them would not recognize each other. The legend says that two forces, one negative, one positive, are trying to recover the old empire and all of its crowns again. We know very little about these forces, or if they really exist. Other people are simply trying to understand what happened and the real nature of each world. Meanwhile, each world continues in its own way in history. Recently, strange things have been happening. News is received from many places that problems are appearing. The normally peaceful villages are now at war. Odd monsters appear in valleys where there was once placid ecology. Nobody knows why. The chain of communication between the worlds remains partially abandoned, partially destroyed, and so unstable that to use it is a sure way to cause even more problems and dangers. A long time ago, the Great Wall in Heliopolis was built to protect the civilians. Many people have used the portals but disappeared without trace. For this reason, you never know how you will be received in any of the locations or if you will get anywhere at all. Just, what? I mean, I never got the impression that any of the places I was going to were different worlds, just that they were different regions. I figured Heliopolis was very far away from Uruk, since it's on the coast and all. But I figured they were at least on the same planet. I mean, this... oh, shit. This bit here sounds like, it's talking about Anubis and Set, but... the rest of this stuff? Man, I don't know. I also really like that this one sentence here doesn't really seem to have anything to do with the paragraph around it. Guess it's the text equivalent of a big-lipped alligator moment. Huh. Fantastic graphics bring this mythical world based on Egyptian legends to life. Well, oh, before I went, I just wanted to share that I really like that one of the screenshots on here is of these two people we saw about 8 million times. I really like that. So, yeah. Is that all about do it, I guess? That's, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy for you. Kinda janky controls. Great music. Questionably thin story. Decent graphics. And, a weird little charm to it that I can't quite put my finger on. Yeah, despite everything I didn't like about the game, and despite how many times I caught myself thinking, well, at least I'll never have to do that again. Something I started noticing myself thinking after the first time I was wrong. You know, because of the save points and the death and all that. Despite all that, I liked this game. I just don't know if I recommend it to other people or not. Fuck it, let's finish it in a museum. I spent a lot of time there anyway. Got our two friends down here in frame. Alright. Sphinx can look wherever he wants, as he always does. But that will do it. I'm BurningDogFace, and on behalf of myself, Sphinx, Prince Tutankhamun, aka the Cursed Mummy, Master Imhotep, and all the other people who helped us on our journey, I thank you for joining me for Let's Play Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I hope you've enjoyed watching this playlist, and I hope you'll join me for my next video series. Till then, have yourselves a great day, Burning Dog fans. Later.